with us Dr. Shanta Thotam, the Chief Innovation Officer, Telangana State Innovation Cell, Government of Telangana, as our guest of honor. Dr. Shanta Thotam, a gold medalist in BTech in Electronics and Instrumentation Engineering, has earned MS and PhD in Electrical Engineering from the New Mexico State University, USA. She worked for 5+ years as analog IC designer in Austin, Texas, USA. While pursuing her PhD, she had an opportunity to serve the Arrowhead Center, primary economic development arm of NMSU, in various capacities, including technology commercialization associate, commercialization analyst, director of launch competition, a proof of concept center, and technology commercialization accelerator that created 10 startups and 10+ patents. For 5+ years, she played a key role in bridging the gap between NMSU and market by successfully advancing technologies emerging from campus to business development settings. After living in the USA for 15 years, she accepted the opportunity with T-Hub and relocated back to home with a great zeal to learn, serve, and build the innovation startup ecosystem of India. From 1st September 2021, she is appointed as the Chief Innovation Officer of the Government of Telangana to foster the innovation and entrepreneurial culture that transform the livelihoods of and lives of grassroots innovators, social innovators, and women across 33 districts of Telangana. GCPIT is proud to have as guest of honor today in our summit. Over to you, Dr. Shanta Thotam.
Thank you so much, Aparna. Can you guys hear me clearly?
Yes.
I know I'm at a meeting and a dinner meeting, and then I kind of sneaked out. So I'm sitting in the lobby of HICC. It's kind of little loud, and I'm not sure if you guys have enough light on my face too. My apologies for that. Really appreciate the introduction, Aparna. All of good evening, everyone. Yes, I lived in the US for 15 years after finishing my bachelor's in India. And then I learned the best practices when I lived in the US, got my master's, went to work as analog IC designer, and again went back to school to get my PhD. While pursuing my PhD, I started working in an entrepreneurship institute, and where I learned like different aspects of commercialization, technology transfer, and startups. Before and after graduation, also I went to New York and worked with an accelerator program where I kind of work with real-time startups and help them, scale up. And when it comes to scaling up, it's raising funds and also, acquiring customers. So that's how I learned. And then in 2016, by the time our Telangana was formed as the youngest 29th state of India, I heard our IT minister, who is a visionary and a dynamic leader, that time Tim Cook was visiting India, Hyderabad, and I heard his vision, Minister KTR's vision, and I said I wanted to contribute. I want to come back and help in building of Telangana, my own state, my home state, and also India in large. So in 2016, I took a job with T-Hub to run accelerated programs, and then I relocated back home. At T-Hub, in 3 years, 8 months, I would say we spearheaded 25 open innovation programs for corporates like Facebook, Uber, United Technologies, you name like all the big corporations of the globe. So we got global traction. We became the bellwethers in that space. We could share our best practices. How did we build a sustainable startup ecosystem out of Telangana? How we became the gateway for startups which are, which wanted to kind of access the market in India, and also our Indian startups that wanted to access international markets. So it was a fabulous, 3+ years of experience working in the startup ecosystem of Telangana. But also I got an awesome opportunity. It's a wonderful opportunity to work with the overall other ecosystem players throughout India and globally. So after that, again I went back to our IT minister and said I want to kind of get into further governance and government activities. Then I was appointed as officer on special duty for textiles and handicrafts. So one year I worked and I learned about how a government works, and the beauty of the governance, and so it was really fabulous experience. And then again from September 1st onwards, I was inducted back into the innovation ecosystem. So coming back to this chief innovation role, So, as I said, government of Telangana, Telangana is the youngest state in India, 29th state. Uh, we came up with our own IT policy version 1.0, which has the mandate of fostering innovation and entrepreneurship throughout Telangana. It's not just as it began as a city as a whole, but just taking only Hyderabad, but now our mandate is to look at the state as a whole. Like it's like you have to kind of do innovation programs across state, and also as I said, like T-Hub is one of the initiatives of Government of Telangana, but we do have other initiatives, state-led initiatives such as V-Hub, explicitly for women entrepreneurs, Task for upskilling students, T-Works, which is like hardware prototyping entity, like which helps any innovator who has an idea and wanted to tinker around and build stuff. So we have a very established labs and everything that needs to build prototypes, and we have research innovation circle of Hyderabad that brings all the academicians and industry and startups and all the ecosystem together. So if I mention, like we have really interesting initiatives, all state led initiatives, and it's again the emphasis is on a kind of bringing private subject matter experts to run these initiatives. Not they are not managed or kind of taken care by government officials, but a lot of leeway is given to people like me, like from private industry, to get them into get the helm of these initiatives. So we have fabulous people running each of these initiatives. So when it comes to chief innovation officer for government of Telangana, and like we have this Telangana State Innovation Cell. Um, so um, uh, so the mandate is to kind of build the innovation, the inclusive innovation ecosystem, to build it, to nurture it, to promote it, to foster it. So again, when we say all these things, like who are our target customers, like the customers, or like I would say, like the audience whom we have to kind of sensitize. It would be like school students, like we are helping school students to think innovatively. We are kind of fostering the whole innovation, like the ecosystem what we have built in Telangana. And also, like we are touching on grassroots innovators, rural innovators, social innovators, and also like we are going after government departments and kind of helping them starting up, connecting with relevant startups. So we have an interesting policy mentioned in our innovation policy. One of the pointers is like, if there is a startup which is homegrown in Telangana and wanted to kind of have government of Telangana as a customer, then we will do the pilot and we will be happy to become the first customer of this startup. So, but however, like we have fabulous startups, which are getting scaled by all these incubators. We have 72 plus incubators throughout Telangana. Few, as I mentioned, like T Hub, V Hub, the marquee ones, the T Hub, V Hub, and we have one in Triple IT campus. We have one in ISB campus. If I mentioned, there are like 72 such incubators and accelerator programs running throughout in 72 plus, I would say, throughout Telangana. So again, so when it comes to TSIC, like how would you foster innovation? How would you promote innovative thoughts? So even when you work with governments, the government startup connects, what we do is we reach out to our government entities, the departments, and we understand the pain points and how would we connect them to the relevant startups. So we already did multiple such interventions. Very soon we'll be like meeting our chief secretary, and we got two sectors which we will be scouting the startups in. One is in social impact space, the other one is in health tech. So we already scouted 10 startups in both of these sectors, and we will be asking these startups to present to our chief secretary. The idea is like not just like we are helping them to connect, like bring the government and startups together and just connect and then they're gone. Our intention is to kind of do that whole hand holding, the governance part, like where we are saying where are the POCs, can we identify some problem statements, can we develop some POCs, can we deploy these POCs, can we kind of scale up, help these startups scale up by acquiring government as a customer. So we have done that fabulously. Very recently, most of you guys might have heard, like, as in Indian central government rolled out the drone policy, we were the first state in India, like, which used drones to kind of deliver medicine. The initiative is called Medicine from the Sky. So we launched, in fact, Jyotiraditya Scindia was here in Hyderabad to launch such kind of program. So the mandates, like, what we have is like to foster innovation, and again, this is like inclusive innovation. We have, as I mentioned, like social innovators to take care. We have rural innovators to take care. Now we have like social startups to take care, like, and also like we work with various other organizations when it comes to, like, how would we kind of like measure the impact. It's not like rolling program after the program, initiative after the initiative. We always keep in touch with like our stakeholders, we always keep in touch with our audience, our target customers, whether we have that impact created or not. So when it comes to grassroots level innovators or social innovators, we have our own flagship program called Intinta Innovator. As we are onto the mission of identifying innovators and helping them, so we thought, like, why don't we have innovators at every house? Even if we think about Jugaad innovation, our mother, if we take, like, our mother is an innovator too by herself, right? So we said, like, why don't we identify innovators from every house? So we spearheaded this Intinta Innovator. It translates to innovator from every household. What we did is we kind of like went through our 33 districts of Telangana, and we rolled out, what are the sectors we are looking into, and we identified innovators who are working on in those sectors. Predominantly, like, we found a lot of innovators coming, working in the SDG space. And we kind of like, what we did is, there should be a day where we can celebrate innovation. So what would be the best day? We thought was like August 15th, and then on August 15th, all the 33 districts will have an exhibition of local innovators, like in particular district, like in every district, individual in a district, they will kind of invite these innovators and have them showcase their inventions, and invite the local the citizens to go through the innovations, and like kind of understand, like, this is like how we wanted to kind of foster, like, the innovation when it comes to sensitizing the people and nurturing the thought process, the mindsets from the very young age. When it comes to the school age, like, how would we kind of tune the mindset of school, the students from very young age? So we are running school innovation challenges. We do partner with UNICEF and Inqui Labs to kind of run those. We had one cohort last year. We touched almost 4,000 Jilla Parishad, all these government high schools. That has like almost like 27,000 teachers and students who got sensitized, and we scouted the best innovations, and we gave away some prize money. It's not just the prize money again, it's about the hand holding, like how would we help them scale up. They are like all like preliminary, like prototype version innovations, but we help them develop the prototype. So one of our Intinta innovators scouted a student who is again like a rural innovator and a school student innovator. Like she comes into like all these brackets. So she came up with these beautiful groundnut shell pots, to grow saplings. She said, like, why are we using plastic? Why can't we kind of have small pots where we grow saplings? And she used the groundnut pot. Most of these the farmers, like what they do is, like, once they remove the groundnut seeds, they kind of burn these groundnut parts. But what she said is, like, I'll use the pods and I'll crush and I'll kind of create a paste out of it, and then adding some more ingredients. I cannot speak of those ingredients, but like she created these pods. When she came to me, I said, like, how would we mass produce? Like, you cannot just use your both hands and then create these pods. Like, we have to think about the scalability. So as I said, like, we have another initiative from Government of Telangana, T-Works, which helps in hardware prototyping. So we connected this school student Shrija with T-Works, and T-Works kind of assessed what kind of idea she is coming with, and then they created a mold which can produce like 2 to 300 such pots, beautiful pots, and these pots are made from groundnut pod, and they do undergo the stress test, so that they don't kind of crack into zillion pieces when you are growing a sapling. So the idea is like you avoid the plastic completely. You can just plant this sapling using that pod, and that pod acts like it's biodegradable, and also it provides all the required ingredient like nutrients for a sapling to grow for the initial days. It decomposes completely into the earth. So this is one of the success stories when it comes to how would we kind of look into the angle of SDGs, the innovation, rural front, women, school student innovation, and women empowerment. We can combine all these things together. Very soon we'll be launching our school innovation 2021 to 2021, and other initiatives we are thinking of how would we go after the target the audience, very specific to innovations, rolling out those innovations into the market, scaling them up. So throughout India we ran a challenge last year, where we invited again we keep this sectors agnostic because we wanted to tap into the right pool. So everyone is running these challenges using for emerging technologies, but what we thought is we should look into the SDGs. We should think about the untapped ones, like social impact is untapped mostly. So then so we rolled out this program called I2E, innovation to entrepreneurship. Again, we are working with Make Room India partners, based out of Bangalore. We do the complete hand holding, if you have an idea, if you the pre-incubation part, like if you have an idea, you have a prototype, you just wanted to find a team and work with them, then we connect to the relevant people, and we kind of foster the culture, like the mindset, like how would you kind of build an entrepreneurship on your own. So again, we launched another program a couple days ago, when we launched our ICT policy 2.0 version, very recently, 2 days ago. So when you think about innovation space or entrepreneur space, people think about only incubators. Even myself, I ran all accelerated programs, but there is a dire need of fostering the culture at the grassroots level, at the young ages. So that's where we step in. And also we are the overarching entity of Government of Telangana. We have the mandate of taking care of the state startup ranking. We have the mandate of giving incentives to startups. We have a mandate of assessing the social impact, for the social the impact created by the social startup. So we do a lot of assessment on that. We have the mandate of creating the frameworks for grassroots level innovation, and also social innovation. So it's very niche areas we are touching. Probably we will kind of deep dive into selecting some SDGs and do something. It takes a little bit of while for us to kind of further revise our vision and mission. So this has been the progress. We started in 2017, so this is almost 4 years of our success stories. We touched few hundreds of grassroots innovators, few hundreds of school innovators, school students who wants to innovate, social innovators. So again, as I said, it's not just touch basing with those innovators, it's providing the right resources for them. Probably we might be thinking more on the lines of providing some seed capital to these rural innovators or social innovators, because they need some fund to prototype their devices, and kind of think about how to become entrepreneurs by themselves. So it's a very rich environment, it's very progressive. We have a lot more to do. We have a lot of partners across India and global global settings. But if at all you guys are interested in working with us, I'm always one word away, one email away. We are happy to collaborate with you guys. And when we do on our own, we can only think about certain things. The impact is very, maybe a tiny thing, but when all the minds people with same mindset come together and work together, I see like there could be magic that could be created. So I'm sorry, like I could not prepare any slides because like I came on board on 1st of September. I had to roll my sleeves and get into this, and I'm trying to kind of reach out to like my partners, like the programs we have to spearhead right away, catch up with the timelines. I have like a very energetic, like innovation fellows, like 14 innovation fellows who are just sitting next to me for the like all the like last 15 days. So it has been super crazy. So my apologies. I know even today, like I thought of joining the session at 8 p.m., but the Ganesh Visarjan is happening throughout the city, and like I had a lot of clamor around my house. So and then I came for this dinner, and I sat here and I started taking this session. I am one email away, one word away. My phone number is with Aparna and Santosh. Please, feel free to connect with me, or I'm on LinkedIn or all the social media handles. I'll be happy to connect with you guys and think through, like what on a larger scale, what all we can do together in the SDG space, or we can pick any sector. Like we are quite open. Idea is to kind of nurture the mindsets, and my intention is to make them think big, become entrepreneurs, and eventually, some at least some more unicorns coming out of India. I take the pride, like although like we started this innovation and entrepreneurship journey, less than a decade ago. Now uh, we are the number 3 when it comes to producing unicorns throughout the globe, after US and China. And we are doing a lot of work in emerging technologies, AI, ML. Any startup you take, like they are touching on AI and ML. you know I take a lot of, it's humbling, but I take a lot of pride in what we are doing in India. I saw the innovation and entrepreneurship ecosystem in US very closely, and after I came back to India again, I started witnessing like the magic what we are creating, the beauty of the ecosystem, like by bringing together all the stakeholders, the ecosystem partners together, and working in hand. It's just beautiful. Like people say, like you're an electrical engineer, what made you to kind of get into this? But this is my calling, and like every second, I think about, like how should we work hand in hand, how should we create that impact which is the need of the hour. It's not just doing the check the box of sort of things. So whenever I talk about innovation and entrepreneurship, like my eyes are wide open, and like people see that passion, and it is I meant it. It's not like I'm just doing a check the box sort of thing. And thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. I was supposed to speak only for 15 minutes. I'm sure I went over 15 minutes, but whenever I have to talk, like I just, like this is my calling. And I know, as I said, like please feel free to connect to me, and we will do greater things for sure. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Shanta, for joining us today. I think that's amazing work you are doing, and we can really see the passion in your eyes, as you said. Thank you so much for joining us today in between your busy schedule.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye.